The canopy is a cave. 70,000 years ago, in the deep, down part of a late Pleistocene forest, the world is a constant green twilight. For this clan of Homo sapiens, it is a prison of plenty. The air is thick with the scent of decaying wet earth. The drone of insects are constant from beneath the silence of starvation. Game has grown thin here. The ancient trails of deer and boar, leading only to more moss-covered trees and empty clearings. The hunt, once the central ritual of life, is now a fruitless walk into hunger. The children's bellies are distended, their eyes too large in their small faces. This is the brutal reality of their prehistoric life. A slow, grinding attrition, not by the tooth and claw of great predators, but by the suffocating embrace of a forest that will not provide. Their traditional survival skills seem to fail them. They are people of memory, their knowledge passed in grunts and gestures around a dwindling fire. The old woman, hers carrying a map of Furman's pulse, remembers a different time, a world of grass that ran to the horizon, teeming with life. But her memories are legends now, ghosts in a forest that has no end. The young hunters return day after day with nothing but the smell of failure clinging to their hides. Their frustration is a dangerous, brittle thing, a tension that ripples through the small community. They are early humans, caught in an evolutionary bottleneck, and they do not have the language to name their despair. They only feel its cold weight in their bones. A hard choice looms: move on, into the unknown, or stay and be slowly consumed by this green tomb. Both paths lead to the same precipice. Then the sky breaks. It is not rain that comes, but a spear of white minus hot light that shatters a colossal ironwood. The sound is a physical blow, a crack that rips the world in two. The primal fear is absolute. The clan flattens themselves against the earth as the forest shrieks. Sire, the sky miner's spirit, has descended. They watch from a safe distance as a section of their prison begins to burn. The heat is terrifying, the smoke a choking blanket, but beneath the fear, something else sparks. A terrified curiosity. For days, the fire rages, a hungry orange god devouring the very world that stars them. They watch it as human ancestors have always watched fire, with a mixture of awe and profound dread. When the rains finally come to drown the embers, the world is changed. A vast, black wound has been torn in the fabric of the forest. The air smells of charcoal and cooked meat. Cautiously, they venture into the devastation. The scar is a revelation. In the weeks that follow, new life erupts from the ash, bright green shoots of grass, freed from the suffocating shade, push toward the sun, and with the grass comes the gain. Herds of giant deer, ox, and wild horses, megafauna unseen in these woods for generations, are drawn to the open, nutritious clearing. For the first time in a year, the clan eats until their bellies are full. The hunters, their confidence restored, bring down massive beasts. Their success a direct result of the sky miner's spirit's destructive work. The children's laughter returns, but a new thought, sharp and dangerous as a freshly napped flint, takes root in the mind of the old woman. She watches the animals graze on the new savanna, then looks back at the deep, dark, hungry forest that still surrounds them. It is a moment of profound intelligence, a leap of logic that will alter the course of hominid history. The sky miner's spirit gave them a gift by accident. What if they could take it on purpose? She brings the idea to the others around the night fire. Her proposal is met with stunned silence. Then with ripples of deep, instinctual fear, become the fire. Wield the destroyer. It is blasphemy, an invitation to annihilation. The forest is their world. To burn it is to burn themselves. A brutal choice cleaves the community. Starve slowly in the world they know, or risk immediate extinction for a world they can only imagine. The young hunters, flush with recent success and impatient with the old ways, are tempted. The mothers, looking at their children, see the logic in the madness. It is an act of foresight born from desperation, a gamble for the future of their bloodline. After days of tense debate, the decision is made. They will not be victims of the forest. They will be its masters. The work is a testament to their collective will, a nascent form of engineering fueled by raw muscle and shared purpose. This will be the first controlled burn in the history of ancient humans. For months, every able-bodied member of the clan toils with stone axes. They fell a vast string of trees, a perimeter that defines the world they will sacrifice. The labor is excruciating. The men's hands bleed. Their shoulders scream in protest. The women and children follow, dragging the felled trees away and scraping the forest floor down to the bare, damp earth, creating a wide, raw wound in the land, a boundary for the beast they plan to unleash. This is an act of pure altruism, a generation sacrificing its present for the survival of the next. They fashion long, dry poles, fire sticks, and bundle dried grasses, preparing to carry the sacred flame from their hearth, the living heart of their clan, to the edge of the waiting forest. They are no longer just foragers in the grand tapestry of prehistory. They are becoming shapers. As the dry season reaches its peak, they stand on the edge of their creation, a thin line of human ancestors looking out at the immense, silent sea of green they are about to set ablaze. The fear is a cold stone in each stomach, but it is now overshadowed by a terrifying, exhilarating sense of purpose. The moment comes not with a shout, but a nod. The old woman, her face illuminated by the torch she holds, looks down the long line of her people. Each face is a mask of terror and resolve. This is the precipice of their hominid history. She dips her torch to the waiting pyre of dried grass. A flame catches, timid at first, then greedy. One by one, the others follow suit. A chain reaction of courage and desperation. They are a line of gods, bringing a human son to the world. They press their new primitive technology, these simple sticks carrying the sacred fire, into the dry undergrowth of the forest's edge. For a heartbeat, nothing happens. Then, with a hungry roar, the beast awakens. The fire front explodes upwards and outwards, a solid wall of incandescent rage. The heat is a physical fist, driving them back across the firebreak they so painstakingly built. The sound is the world tearing itself apart. They retreat to a high ridge, a small, huddled knot of ancient humans watching the apocalypse they have authored. The fire is a living entity now, vast and autonomous, its voice a constant, deafening thunder. The sky turns from blue to a bruised purple, then to a terrifying, swirling orange as smoke blots out the sun. This is the first night of the Anthropocene. They are no longer mere creatures adapting to their environment. They are a geological force remaking it. They watch as ancient trees, silent witnesses to millennia, explode into pillars of fire. They see the frantic, shadowy shapes of animals fleeing the inferno and feel a pang of shared, primal fear. This is an act of creation through total destruction, an emotional turning point from which there is no return. They huddle together for warmth and reassurance. Their small community, the only anchor in a world they have set adrift on a sea of flame. They have gambled everything, their entire existence, on a single, audacious idea. This is the zenith of their human evolution. Not a change in bone or muscle, but in the boundless, terrifying power of the mind. For 2 days, the world bends. On the third morning, a profound silence descends, broken only by the hiss of rain on hot ash. Day grey, soft light reveals a landscape utterly transformed. Where a dense forest once stood, there is now a sweeping, undulating vista of black and grey. A charcoal canvas stretching to the horizon. The air is thick with the smell of wet soot and finality. Cautiously, they descend into their new world. Hush coats them, muffling their footsteps. It is a dead place, a testament to their terrible power. But even here, there is life. The heat has cooked tubers in the ground, and the fire has flushed out burrowing animals. There is a feast to be had in the ruins, and as they walk across the vast, open plain they have carved, they look up at the wide, endless sky, a sky they had never truly seen from the forest floor. They see the promise of grass, the promise of the great herds, the promise of a future. They have faced the ultimate challenge, and their response was not to endure it, but to harness it. They have painted their world with fire, and in its ashes, they will build a new home. What we are witnessing is more than just a survival strategy. It is the birth of an idea that will come to define our species. The idea that the world is not a fixed stage, but a raw material, subject to our will and imagination. This single, massive act of pyrogeography, the first great work of human engineering, left an indelible mark, a layer of charcoal that future archaeologists would read like a line in a sacred text, telling of a profound shift in the balance of power. From this moment on, the trajectory of human ancestors was forever altered. They had learned that they could not only outsmart a predator or find a hidden source of water, but that they could reshape the very bedrock of their existence on a planetary scale. This fire was a tool, but it was also a message, sent forward through 70,000 years of campfires and hearths, of furnaces and engines, a declaration that the children of this small, brave clan would not simply inherit the earth. They would remake it, and we, their descendants, still live in the light and the shadow of that first colossal flame. Do we wield our own world minus altering fires with such clear minus-eyed purpose, or have we forgotten the terrible, our minus inspiring cost of the power we hold? The story of life is written in stone and bone, and we are its chroniclers. The next chapter is always waiting to be unearthed.